Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Living from the Heart, Series 5. My name is Dindayal, and I'd like to take you on a journey. The purpose of these series is telling you about short stories, people conditions, situations, unexpected, courage, heartfelt aspects of just living in a daily life. I'd like to start off with this story here. And it starts this way. It starts with two people. And it originated in what we call the Middle East. Now, in the early years of this, we'll start off with the female. And we'll use a name, not the real name. Chandra, we'll call it Chandra. And what in her early years, her great-grandfather was sage-like, very evolved type of person. She remembered him in the early years and how he would talk to her in such a way, and he would always say, "Chandra, be true. Remember, be true to yourself. Remember, be true to yourself." And she would ask, "What does that mean, Grandpa?" Come from the heart. Be real. Be real. So as she grew older, she sort of kept that within her consciousness. Now, since then, her grandfather had made his transition. He left his body. And she was becoming a very young woman. And it was her parents who decided, "Chandra, you should get married." And so what they did, they arranged a marriage with some male that was in what we call a very upper class. Now, Chandra, she really didn't want to do this because she was not in love with this person. But based upon traditions and based upon her dowry, this would be good. And so, grudgingly, she decided to do that based upon her parents. Now, the other parents of the young man, they also agreed that it would be good. And so they got together. And as Chandra met this young man, you'll say his name is Baal, B-A-L, which is not his real name, but Baal. So Chandra and Baal, they got together and they talked. And Baal said, "I know that you're not in love with me, but our parents would want this as a way of continuing the family tree. I understand," he says. And so they got married, had 3 kids. All the time, she often hear her grandfather in the back of her mind, "Chandra, be true. Be true to yourself. Be true. Do what that comes from the heart." And so as time moved on, our kids grew grown. They left, went to school, and did their thing. She was left with just being with that word. And what she did, she decided to say to Baal that I need to have time for myself. I have given of myself. I have satisfied the wishes of my parents. I need to be with myself. With that, she went on a journey. She left, and she went on a journey to study aspects of herself. Now, the moral of this story can go many different ways. Some of you may say she should have been strong enough to say no to her parents, and I'm not going to go along with this ordered wedding not going to do what you think I should do. She could have said that. But we know in the real world that doesn't always happen. And it's not like the movies. Things don't always go, happy ever after. Sometimes they take much more time to regroup and also to come back to what we call center or come back to the heart. And in her situation, she found after raising kids, being the wife, she decided to find time for herself. As always, remember to thy own self be true, for the whole hard path of life awaits you. Feel free to visit our website. Thank you, and have a prosperous